Dear viewers, thanks for watching Web Techies. Thanks for subscribing Web Techies. In this video, we are going to see Angular unit testing. This Angular unit testing I am going to release as like a series. So this is a level 1 series. Here I will be explaining the basic concepts of unit testing. What we are going to cover in this video. Create a simple project using Angular. Set up the unit testing. What is Jasmine? What is Karma? How to write a basic test cases for components, how to use TestBed. Before creating the Angular new project, we have to make sure whether Angular is installed. So here I will use my Visual Studio Code for this entire project. So here I am checking as ng-version. So where it will show what is the Angular version you are using and what is the npm version you are using. It will display here. So if you see here, I am using 13 version and my npm is 8.1.2. Now we can create the Angular new project. So the command is ng-new unit test. Unit test is the project name. So this will take few minutes. So here we have to give whether we need routing and all. So currently I am not giving those things. I am going with CSS. It will ask whether what are the different style sheets which you are going to use. So I am selecting the basic one itself. Yeah, now it started installing the packages. Depends upon your system configuration and other things. This will be get ready very soon. Now if you see, it's all created here. And if you see, expand the unit test, where you can see the entire Angular setup code is available. You see SRC, inside SRC you can get the app folder, assets folder, environments, everything is being available. Here we are going to see how to set up or configure the unit testing. So after creating the new Angular project, so we can check whether the correct dev dependencies are added for unit testing. So for that, we have to open package.json. Inside the package.json, we have to check whether the Jasmine core, Karma, Karma Chrome, Karma coverage. These are all the packages for unit testing. Here is the package.json, how it looks like. In order to understand the testing concepts in Angular, we have to understand first two things: unit testing and end-to-end testing. Unit testing is nothing but granular independent module services. Pipes is called as unit testing. While you hiring a developer, so you will make sure the developer to do the bug-free application. So based on the unit testing, you can easily do the bug-free application. And the advantage of unit testing is code refactoring and good design implementation. What is end-to-end testing? End-to-end testing is the process of validating an application workflow from the beginning to the end, and it defines the product system dependencies and ensure all integrated pieces work together as expected. This testing methodology is aimed at replicating real user scenarios. What is Jasmine? Jasmine is a test framework. The support for software development called behavior driven development, so-called BDD, and this will very well play with Karma. There is one more test runner. Jasmine is very easy to implement in any kind of a development methodology, and this supports very well in automated unit testing. What is Karma? Karma is a direct product of the Angular JS team, manually running Jasmine tests by refreshing a browser repeatedly in different browsers. Karma is grouped under the browser testing, and it can be also used for TDD development. What is Protractor framework? Protractor is used to perform end-to-end testing for Angular applications. Protractor is a Node.js program and runs against your application in a real browser, and it is a written on top of Selenium WebDriver JS. What is Cucumber? Cucumber is an open source software testing tool. It is supported by BDD, that is behavior driven development, and one of the best tool to achieve BDD is Cucumber. With Cucumber, divided into features, which are set of scenarios, which are set of steps. With Cucumber, Gherkin language developers can write test cases describing software's behavior without detailing the implementation of that behavior. What is TestBed? TestBed is a primary API for writing unit tests for Angular applications and libraries, and is the first and largest of the Angular testing utilities. It creates an Angular testing module. So when we're creating any component, by default there is a spec file will be there. Inside the spec file, by default, the import testbed will be available. Testbed, that is Angular testbed or ATB. When component created by default, there will be a spec file will be created. So once the spec file is ready, you can see the testbed here. The testbed normally it comes from we have to import it from Angular core testing. After importing it, we have to set up a module environment, just like our app.module.ts, where we'll have the declaration, import, providers. The very similar way in testbeds, we'll have the configuration testing module like declarations. We can have the same thing, imports, providers. We can declare it here. With the help of testbed, we can create a component like testbed dot create component. So where you have to give the component name. So what we'll get from this create component is we'll get the fixture. What is a fixture? It's a wrapper around the components, and it is a template using fixture. We can access the components, class, properties, as well as template elements. How to run the test cases? So for that, you have to go for the terminal and you have to click the new terminal, or you can press Ctrl Shift and tilde symbol. Then you'll get a terminal window here. And now you will type ng space test. So it started it. After started the Karma test, by default, the Chrome browser will be opened and you can see the list of test classes mentioned here. So it clearly says 4 specs, 0 failure. That means there is no error in my test classes. All are get passed, and you can see the 4 dots here. If it is anything failed, any test classes is failed, it will show an into mark and it will show the detailed for that particular test cases. Now we are going to see some practical method which I'm going to create. So what I'm going to create like adding 1 second. Yeah, adding to number. So I'm going to give two properties. Num1 colon number comma num2 colon number, and here I'm returning it number. So here return number 1 plus num2. So for this we are going to do the test cases. So I have already a set of code for that. Just for the faster way, if you see here, I given a it method where I am calling as should call add number, and here I'm giving the number equal to 15 one number, and number 2 I'm giving as 20. And after that, once I did, I'm using a fixture. In the fixture, like I'm creating a variable called fixture. Here I'm going to TestBed.create component, and I'm calling that particular component name. And after that, I'm using the fixture.debug element, and for that I'm using the component instance. And what I'm expecting is of app. So this app will come here and it will fetch this method. So I have the method. Let me place the same method here. So add to number. So that add to number will be here num1 num2. So it has to equal to 35 because here 10 plus 15 plus 20 is 35. So we are doing it. So let's say I'm saving this one. So if you can see after saving that and after run it, so you can see that particular test is also passed.